Good morning, dear friends and family, in the wave spell of the white dog. Love, heart, loyalty. I skipped a day. Yesterday, blue planetary storm. And today we have the spectral sun. So in the theme of love, our attraction and purpose for love, for heart health, heart wellness, heart well-being, and loyalty, we are manifesting perfection through the transformational power or agent of the catalyst of autogeneration or the catalyst for autogeneration and energy. There's something I need to check. We're producing a catalyst where perfection produces a catalyst. It manifests. The essence is energy. The powers of the storm is self-generation. The action is catalyze. A catalyst is an agent of change that changes the thing it comes in contact with, but is not changed by that contact itself. It remains the same. So how do we know it's love? No matter, it touches the beloved, and no matter how the love is received or what the beloved does, it does not affect the love. That's love. And that's transformative. If we ourselves are affected and are loving by the response of the other, such as feeling rejected or offended or insulted or hurt or in any way jaded by the response of the other to our love, that would indicate, I'm thinking, that that's not love. Then that what we bring to the other is conditional love and need. We need to be approved. We need to be soothed. We need to be received. We need to be all kinds of things. And the other very often may want to love us back unconditionally and maybe even do so. But our theme of needing approval, where we should not be needing it, where we need healing, the love of the other comes as the healer and rejects us. It's a very strange thing, seemingly, but in a way it's logical, because the solar mirror indicates in this wave spell that that which gets manifested, being rejected in our love, we may not even be rejected. The love may not even be rejected, but we cannot even see that, because we have a filter on that filters. We will always be rejected. That is the pattern of love. Unconscious, we may not know that we're running that. Then we perceive, perhaps the other person says, I don't have time for you today or tomorrow or even the next week or even the next month. But as soon as I have time, I will be there. And then we may perceive that as rejection. That's not love. We're not loved enough. We're not important enough to the other person to prioritize us, etc. That's our filter. And the other person might even ask themselves, strange, I would have time and I would really like to spend time with that person, but something is just telling me I don't have the time. It takes a little bit of awareness to be that aware. Often we're not. And then we're running the patterns, and they're actually healing. And the person who feels rejected may take that opportunity, take some awareness, to say, what's going on with me that I'm feeling rejected? Most of the time we're acting out. We're acting out the unconscious trauma perfectly, manifesting our own sense of not being worthy of the kind of love we wish for or whatever. It's all the patterns that we've inherited and whatever that we're manifesting. And part of our healing journey is to become aware of what we're doing, and maybe become aware of the family constellations that we're a part of. What ancestor are we representing who did not receive, or who wasn't seen, or who wasn't accepted, etc. I mean, the field is vast and interesting and plowable, very plowable. We can always just take the section of the field that we're in. It's easy to lose courage when we're looking at the size of an enormous, field. I want to say, if you lose courage, and I'm saying this to myself as well, if we lose courage for a moment because the field seems so large, I want to say, take heart, that field is infinite. You're doing very well to see a very large field. You see a large section of a field that's infinite. Your view is limited. You have a horizon. And when you look at if your horizon is large and you think you got to work all of that, you'll never make it. You'll never get there. I say, yeah, you're right, because the field is even bigger than what you're seeing. So don't worry about that. That's as it should be. Take a section that you can work on right now, if you're working. You might just sit in the sun for a while and say, I'm enough worked for lifetimes. I'm going to sit this one out. It's fine. All of it is fine. And today, I'm talking probably very much from the spectral sun, the antipode of the dog, the antipode of love, but necessary for proper functioning. Furthest away from the heart is universal love. Furthest away from that personal love is universal love. Maybe where we can't love ourselves for something that we don't like about ourselves, or that we know is inappropriate, and we may be right or we may be wrong there. Either way, universal love, God's love, divine love, is totally all-encompassing. It does not matter, it does not judge. Human love, to a degree, judges and maybe has to judge. Maybe that's appropriate because we are also here filtering wanted and unwanted. Universal love loves it all and holds and has space and room for it all. But we don't have to be in that space of that thing that we don't want or love or like. We get to choose. The divine does not choose a preference. The divine does not have a preference, except its preference being that everything that exists gets its equal share of love, acceptance, space, time, endurance, everything that it needs. Lions eat gazelles, gazelles don't eat lions. Gazelles run from lions, lions don't run from gazelles. That's not unfair. That is as it should be. So, the spectral tone, liberate, dissolve, release, consciousness, the sun, love, universal fire, not love, universal fire, combined with a dog is universal love. It stands for life and enlighten. So this enlightenment, our own enlightenment, releases us from all the blocks where love does not reach. And sometimes we can't get that block unlodged, but we can love it, we can accept it. Universal love is not love that approves. There's no opposite. there's no opposite. There's just it's out of the field of duality. It's hard to talk in that sphere of non-duality. And for me, there are things about me that I don't like, and I cannot love them. I can pretend that I love them. I can administer some universal love to them, but that's more like grinding my teeth and saying, the truth is I don't accept you. I could say I hate this parts of myself. And the more I do, the more that sort of manifests. So I walk the path of the things that I would heal. And to the degree I can see something else, I have another pattern or another something where it causes a little bit of confusion in me, because I sometimes, as soon as something gets healed, I do a kind of a timeline jump whereby I sometimes don't remember that the thing in its unhealed or in its previous version was even there. It's forgotten. And I catch myself not wanting to forget. But at the same time, as I am trying to change a pattern, if I'm trying to not forget it at the same time, it's as if the remembrance of the thing I'm not wanting to forget keeps it alive and keeps me in identification with it, so that I keep manifesting that. Anyway, there's elegant solutions for that. I don't need to explore that, because I have explored that. I have the solutions for that. It's just an interesting phenomenon that occasionally that still shows up, as though I've forgotten the solution. So, just exploring this thing, I got two beautiful links sent, exploring our father wound and mother wounds, father wounds and mother wounds through the lens of Bert Hellinger and family constellations. And that's so deep, so good, so fascinating. That man, I don't know if he was a world bridger or if a world bridger was part of his constellation, but seriously, he's combining such ancestral African wisdom with our modern psychology in such a beautiful and perfect way. And one of the things he speaks about is when something or someone somehow ancestrally of our ancestors wasn't seen, a wound wasn't seen, something wasn't seen. He says everyone that's part of his system demands to be seen within that system, because it's a part of the system. And I like that very much, because that is, in the Western world at least, a huge thing that we ignore, we tabooize, we make a taboo of things, we deny, we banish, we condemn. And condemnation is have you ever seen a dog? Have you ever met a dog who condemns? It doesn't matter how badly that dog is treated. When the owner comes home, probably, unless the dog is really scared and pulls in its tail. Okay, so that means I'm not right. If a dog is really abused, of course, a fear is so strong that dog will not wag its tail when the owner comes home. The owner, what a terrible word. What other word can we use in English? We're not dog owners. We own our pets. Is it terrible? Is it terrible? Am I judging that right now? I'd like to just use a different verbiage here. The one who feeds us, our lover, our human, that's what they say. The dog's human. When our human comes home, yeah, okay. there's a lot of tail wagging, and this unconditional love. It goes. I want to say, here it is. No matter, like. Anyway, I can skip that part. But we humans often condemn. A dog does not condemn. It doesn't even condemn the human that abuses it. It just may be governed by fear and may be afraid of what's coming, but it will not condemn. It will still be, I feel a lot of sadness rise in me at that topic. I mean, animal abuse is just a humans abusing humans. I don't know why I feel animal abuse hits me a little deeper than human abuse. The soul always comes in with loving purity. I think, at least animal souls definitely do. Anyway, I'm not here to explore animal abuse, but the parts of us we can't accept are difficult to see. They're difficult. I spoke about it yesterday because there immediately comes that part in us that wants to reject or change. And often this is an insult in the system that comes out of good intentions, whether we're giving that to ourselves or to others. Rather than receiving a wound or being present with a circumstance that we deem as not good, rather than at least giving some time and presence to it, which is really, really necessary, we immediately want to fix it. And we come out of the best of intentions, absolutely. But I believe we need to learn, before we fix or offer a solution or advice or anything, we become present with ourselves, with the other person, and we find a way to find out what's needed here, because our good advice may not be what's needed, or it may be what's needed, but if the person or ourselves haven't realized yet that that's what's needed, they might reject what we're giving. We may give the love they need, but if the wound was made by love, they may reject the very love we're giving, because love is still associated with pain. You know what I mean? It's like, it's just I really want to say, and I have to say this to myself, there are parts of me that I reject violently. I do not give them, I mean, even when I bring myself to give my attention to them, I do so in light of rejection. I cannot deny that. And I cannot fake acceptance. It goes to the point where I say, if this does not change, I am not prepared to live with it. I've been doing this for a while, and the thing I'm wanting to change either is changing slower than what I'm accepting. Either way, I look, I see, I don't accept, and I'm willing to give up my life for that. Not today or tomorrow, but it's like, I will not live with that. What that will mean that I have to give up if this does not change, the restriction that this means to me, I will not tolerate. And I cannot conceive that I can live my desire in spite of the thing that I believe stands in the way of it. Because the thing causes such a level of shame in me that I will not bring myself and the thing I desire together with that thing being part of that space. And that's a conundrum. I don't have a magic wand to wield. I have things that I can do maybe I have things that I can do, but maybe to change what I would like to change, but maybe I don't. What if I don't? What if I feel I am unable to change the thing that I cannot live with? And I think we see this in people play out a lot, because of course it doesn't lead to suicide, but it leads to a decrease in life force, where the very life force, serpent and universal fire, sun and life, sun, need to work together through love, dog, and to make the vision of the eagle come true. And if I'm tripping over my own, so I need a solution, and I need the eagle to be the one to bring me the solution. And I seek and seek and seek and seek. And I come to the conclusion that sometimes, instead of despairing, condemning, dropping back into denial and unconsciousness, I ask the eagle, together with its own, with a warrior that in the eagle wave spell is lunar, so it stabilizes the eagle if it works properly. It will destabilize it if it doesn't, if fear is stronger, vision can't take hold. Then I will despair, because I'm not able to look past the fear, and I'm not able to say, give me a solution. I'll seek a solution for my fear. Dear Spirit, help me, or help me, show me, what is the prayer? Show me what it is I need to know. Dear higher self, dear inner self, dear whatever power I can call upon, that may be a part of me or maybe beyond me, it doesn't really matter. But what matters is, do I have access to this power? Is this access benevolently there for me? Is this power there for me? There are many ways to do this. But what is the essence? Where do I want? I want to be, I have a vision of who I want to be, what I want to be like, what I want to act like, what I want to feel like, what I want to look like, how I want to show up in the world. And then I have the present version, and then I have possibly a bunch of obstacles between this present version and the optimum, the manifested version. In my case, it would be the planetary sun. It's the wave spell of the dog, of the monkey. Doesn't matter. Interesting. Interesting. So I can either despair and say, these obstacles that I perceive consciously or not are so strong that I let go of my vision, I let go of the dream, I let go of what I want to be, because I believe somewhere, conscious or not, it's not possible. I can't get there from here. One of the solutions I found for myself to still uphold the vision is to say, I'm holding this vision. If I'm not making that in this lifetime, I will in the next, or in some other, but I'm still not giving up that vision. And I make another proviso into that, I program another thing into that, which says, if at any point in time I change my mind, I'm not going to be locked into a vision. I'm not stone casting my vision. If this is what I believe is the optimum of what I want, what I desire right now, I can hold that vision. But if at any point in time an upgrade comes along that says, you know what, something else is better than this, I am having the flexibility to let go of this. So this personally I like. And then there is, like, nobody has achieved that, or any belief that says this is not possible. For some or other reason, this isn't possible for you, whatever the many or one reason may be. I say to myself, I I believe in possibility. The eagle has the world bridger who represents possibility, opportunity, unknown opportunity. We have to let go of what we know what's possible to allow for opportunity for what we believe, what we may even believe is not possible. If we desire something we believe is not possible, we may consciously believe it's possible, but unconsciously we may not. We may believe it's not possible. And that's the blue night where we just, blue night on 12. Wait, 11, 12, no. Blue night, it's the next wave spell. Do we remember the 13th blue night? It was the wave spell of the blue monkey recently. Remember the issues that showed up on the cosmic blue night, that showed up in the wave spell of the blue monkey. That's what we're going to address in that next wave spell. The blue night holds all possibilities, all opportunities. Only our own beliefs limit us from what of that can we access. So today, in this wave spell, every wave spell, tone 11, dissolve, release what blocks us from having the opportunity. So where I meet my despair, where I see what I don't like about myself, and I have kept seeing that for a while now, and it's still there, and it's not looking any better today than it did 3 years ago, possibly even worse. And then I'm like, wait a minute, I'm working on this, but what's going on? And that's where I can go into a really dark hole or really deep pit. I'm looking at that pit. I'm like, I don't want to go down that pit. I don't want to fall into that hole. I want a solution. I want what I want. Why am I still looking at this thing? Why is this still here? And what do I do about it so I don't end up in despair, in problem consciousness, rather than seeing a solution or a possibility, I'm seeing the problem show up. And right now I don't have a solution. I'm on tone 11. And I want to say the solution is around. Just because I'm not seeing it doesn't mean giggly squat. It doesn't mean anything. I can't overemphasize. I mean, if I'm living in a world where what I perceive or see or assume or can conceive of, that is reality, then I am poor indeed, because taking my limited perspective, oh my goodness, I mean, hello. That would be humility. To understand the world of possibilities is infinite. To hold myself to my limited perspective, I mean, what would be the goal in life is to have an infinite horizon, which we have. Infinite possibilities, that's a universal truth. But within our limited perspectives, we're limited. And to hold the field of infinite possibility in the waves is quite a challenge. It's quite a call. It's quite a high call. For at least in part, for parts of us. In my own wave spell of the sun, the night is self-existing. I'm looking forward to that wave spell. I haven't gone into the musketeers attached to these seals in a while. I'm not going to do that now either. I've done it in other episodes. It's always with an exploration. I'm just going to go with the flow right now. And my flow right now says, with some desperation, that I need to drink and eat something. Oh. The richness of experiencing the things a human body is capable of experiencing just in its own existence. Sitting down, no matter where you are right now, and taking in everything you could possibly take in, that you can sense, hear, smell, feel, see. Feel on the inside, feel on the outside, feel the lack of, feel the presence of, feel the desire of, feel the fulfillment of, feel the future call of, feel the history, memory of, feeling inside you the different soul, spirit parts of yourself, the different, very opposing feeling energies. Everything is incredible. Just to be human and having the ability to sense your reality as a human is able to sense it. And that's not cast in stone, that's evolving, changing, increasing, decreasing, pulsing all the time. It's going up, it's going down, it's going left, it's going right, it's going round, it's going square, it's going forwards and backwards, it's going light and dark, it's pulsing, changing, dancing, life into form all of the time. And to expand our consciousness and link our consciousness with consciousness of other beings for a moment. It's incredible we're able to do that. It's quite something. And with all that, I haven't done anything yet. The thing I've done is be aware. The storm yesterday, guided by the blue hand. This awareness, just awareness, blue hand. Knowing what you are aware of. Be present with your body. So I made a trajectory that I didn't fulfill. It's like, which part of this Bert Hellinger thing said, which part of us was not seen? When I look at the parts of myself that I don't like, I'm repeating history. I'm expressing something that was condemned by some ancestor or more than one. How can I forgive that? How can I forgive that it shows up in me when I'm so not wanting it? When I so don't want it? I'm better than that. I want to be truer. I want to be wiser. I want to be more loving, more kind, more accepting. I feel the want to be better. What does it mean, better? I want to forgive everything. I want to love everything. I want to heal everything. How can I have these unhealed and unwanted aspects in myself? Haven't I already healed everything? How is this shit showing up? And is this the path is this like, and I'm not in this moment that I speak about it even rejecting, and that's quite pleasant to note. I'm kind of, there is a deep level of acceptance which is, it's good for me to be aware of that, because I'm having acceptance and non-acceptance in the same space, yin and yang. I'm looking at this, the full of the symbol, not just one pole of the polarity. And it causes something in me that's hard to describe, because these two can't actually, they're polar opposites. And I don't know how to form a mutually respectful, mutually beneficial relationship between those two, because I'm like, that's not possible. I can't have you. You can't be here, both of you. We can't have a mutually, I can't, rejection and acceptance cannot shake hands. How can they shake hands? That which is rejected is banned. I can't shake hands because the minute I shake hands with you, you're no longer rejected. So then what happens to the rejected? This is weird. Oh, my face starts to frown. This is weird to me. Overthinking. 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 TCM says Earth. Overthinking. Am I right about that? Let me check. It's time I start looking at my notes. Where's overthinking? Overthinking, obsession, worry, middle jaw, earth, stomach, spleen. Transformation, transportation. Why overthinking? Food, information. I'm hungry. Do I start to overthink when I'm hungry? Digestion. Muscular system, extremities. Okay. Not moving enough, thinking too much. Stop thinking, start moving. Mouth, lips. Controls blood. Spleen chi controls blood. Okay. I'm gonna love and leave us with that and make myself something to eat. Oh, I've got these ear seeds on, and suddenly there are like certain of these points that are screaming at me to press them. Shenmen on my left ear screaming for pressure. Oh my gosh, it's hurting and itching at the same time. And then I put another thing here. I put in the wrong place, but it's somehow, I should trust that it's in the right place. I should check up the place I happen to put it onto, because that's also screaming for pressure. Ooh, and then there's the kidney point right underneath that. Is that also screaming for pressure? Yeah. Oof. Deeply. Wow. And what is that? Is that liver? It's also screaming for pressure. Pressure. Yay. Aren't the two linked? That is, lower back. Very close to my lower back, and that one is liver, yeah. Oh, I tell you, ear acupuncture, I can so highly recommend it. Oh, my Shenmen on my right ear is also screaming for pressure. Oh my goodness, like I want to press a hole into my ear. Thank you, Spirit. And my kidney point is also screaming. And that other point, I don't have anything there. Okay, I put something there. Oh, gosh, love. I'm overflowing with it. Oof, it's just releasing itself into my body like a cascade of orgasmic release. I mean, this is not orgasmic, but it's somehow pleasure, pressure through ear acupuncture. I can just recommend being a human being. And I want to make that point again of us being worried about the AI taking our jobs. There's one thing we got to get right. There's one thing that is really, really, really important. We have to be in a place where we just don't have to worry about nothing. Just stop worrying and build a vision of we're gonna get this right. Never mind. Everything is in order everything is as it should be. And progressing and evolving. Just being human. There's so much to explore. And if you're still exploring worry, or if any one of us on this planet is exploring worry, then respect to that. If we're seeking for something, then respect to that. If we're exploring the lack of something, then respect to that. That's really important. I sometimes listen to these clips where they say there are all these acupuncture points on your body for this, for that, for this, for that, for this, for that. And then they give us a 10-minute protocol, only 10 minutes a day. Press here for 3, press there for 3, press there for 3, then brush over for a minute and you're done. And I think to myself, how many 10 minutes do I have in a day to do this? because I mean there's so much amazing things to do, and there's so much necessary things to do. And I think to myself, we can just spend. I could just spend, and probably I need to spend one day out of 20 on the Sunday. That the yellow Sundays for me are actually my holy days, and I usually take them free, just to be with me. And those are days to really explore acupressure in my face. I'm doing it as I speak, pressing my cheekbones and my under eye bones and my eye bones around my eye socket bones. Good idea to put my head in a position where I don't have to strain my neck to give a counter pressure to what I'm doing here. And I can just feel my facial muscles being so thankful for that, and the acupressure points where the organ systems are responding. And yesterday I cupped my legs a lot and my face as well to make space in the facial fascia for the flow and the information to be transported. Once we make space in our body through cupping, and I really can recommend that, a lot of things start to flow. Old information is released and space is created. The world bridger, the old stuff, the dead stuff gets removed. The body has, the waste removal gets increased. The immune system is partially responsible for waste removal. And with the removal of the waste, the space, the vacuum, it's vacuum therapy. Cupping is vacuum therapy. The vacuum that has been created gets filled with new information. The vacuum opens the space, old stuff gets released and removed, and new impulses can come and take hold. And you get to explore entirely new relationships with your own body and your own system within itself. I really can only recommend, I need to find a way to say these things to myself, because I need to make some kind of website for myself to tell people what I'm doing, and to say what this does, because it really does that. I'm living proof. But I suppose I get to speak, I get to, we get to see where this leads. Amazingness. I mean, it's real amazingness. Just massaging your own face. The pleasure of massaging your own face. I mean, think about it. Most of the pleasures on this planet we can give to ourselves. Food, sexual pleasures, massage. And then there are certain things we can't give to ourselves that are also very pleasurable, and that's very good that we can't. I can't massage my own back. It's lovely that someone else gets to do that. And it's so lovely that I get to massage people. I want to say I've never been so happy, but that's not true. It's just a wonderful thing to do. And 2 years ago, it would not have, no, I thought to myself, oh my gosh, no ways. I've had people ask me for massages before, like, oh, bother, I don't want to. No ways. And then to take note for myself how the tables can turn, and to understand at any point, it has nothing to do with age. A lot of us age poorly because we are taking away, or we are running programs automatically, auto-generate, Blue Storm, programs that tell us that with the increase of life years, we call it age, I want us to call it time length. With the longer the time we spend in this body on this planet, we tend to have programs that tell us that a decrease in functionality is automatic and not negotiable, pre-programmed, and that's wrong. It's absolutely wrong. Maybe it was right for a time, but it's not right anymore, and we have the right and the free will, we've been given that, to choose otherwise. So you can choose to keep your body at fitness levels ever increasing fitness levels, even if you've been here for 200, 500 years. You can increase or maintain your fitness level, no problem. There is no coding in the DNA that says you cannot. Just because we're negligent, or we've lived imbalances that have forced our bodies into expressing this way, as it is predominantly expressed now, the thing we call aging, that we are now coming to call a disease. We can heal that disease. And many of us, of the older generations, are showing us how, even though they themselves may not heal all aspects of it, because the trajectory has placed them on that. I mean, you see people talking about reducing aging or reversing aging, and they're aging. So you ask yourself, I used to ask myself, how come? Does that mean what you're saying isn't true? And I've come to realize, for myself at least, I've come to the conclusion, or made the decision to interpret that as no. It means they're bringing the information that takes time in the collective. It requires a certain collective to implement, and requires them to implement as well. But they will take another, at least probably, turn on the carousel, or another lifetime, to really implement the very much longer lifetimes we're capable of, and that they're talking about. This lifetime might see them only living to 80, 90, 110, 120, whatever, even though they're saying we can live for hundreds and hundreds of years. They may not yet be able to reprogram or to change the trajectory of their own DNA or their own DNA expression into that format. Or they may, at a much later stage in the or at some point in the future, reverse what as yet is seen as visual signals of aging. They may reverse that, and suddenly at the age of 120, they've got it worked out, and they start looking like 80. Then they start looking like 60. Then they start looking like 40. Most of us have our optimal look around 40, 30, 40. So it's like, yeah, we can stay there. We can reverse back to that. 20 is too boring. At least in my perspective. Like, yeah, no lines, no wrinkles. That age, that youthful look is too uninteresting for me personally. I like a person in their 40s to 60s, when they are in their, when they're healthy. That's a very interesting age. Looking very, oh yeah, I love that age. It's like, yeah, interesting. Your body tells the story of your history, and that's really nice to see. It's like a 20-year-old is a lot often more like a canvas as yet unpainted. Not always, of course, but often. And a 40-year-old, a lot more story is told on that canvas. Very nice. Anyway, I gotta go eat something now. There's so much more to say here, so much more to say. But I'm putting everything I haven't said into this clip. And it's in the field anyway, I don't have to say anything. We're all connected. Nobody needs to listen to this. We're all connected. I've kind of almost stopped sending links to people. I very rarely send links nowadays, because like, we're all connected. We all are served our links. We all get them ourselves anyway. But now and then people tell me about stuff that they're hearing, and they haven't sent me a link. I'm like, oh my God, please send me. I want that. So there's of course both for everything. Room for everything. Okay. This is gonna, from my perspective, go out very late, because I have work. I'm in the woods, in the forest, and I don't know if it's the rainy weather that's keeping the mosquitoes at bay, or if it's that I've fully accepted the mosquitoes chowing me. Yesterday I had a little conversation with a mosquito who was buzzing around my head, and it was like, it said, I'm here to see how close are you allowing me to you. how close can I get to you before you freak out? Are you already annoyed by my buzzing sound? And I say, you know what, I am actually. When I realize that the reason I'm annoyed by your buzzing sound is because it's associated with the very unpleasant experiences I've had with mosquito bites. It seems like a small issue, but it's just an example. It is a small issue. It really is. Oh my goodness. But it's an example. And it really, yeah. So, and then I'm like, I accept your buzz. And I accept that. I accept your sting. I accept the itch you leave. And I realize, I cup, and I'm go to cupping, and then there's bloodletting, and I'm thinking, these mosquitoes are coming to take out some blood, and then there's a histamine reaction. It's actually really important for my body. If this is where I want to be, and if the mosquitoes are coming to me, there must be a good reason. The earth and my body, there's not a mistake here. And if I chase the mosquitoes away, if I don't want them, I haven't understood something yet. And I said yesterday, okay, I have understood it actually. This is an old pattern. I'm still chasing you. Come then. Sat on my face, and I could feel the impulse to swat it. And then it's a small thing, but it's like, okay, it's hard. I have to repress the impulse to swat this thing. Let it take and accept that I will feel an itch. I will not scratch, and the body will remove what it will go through its thing, and I will not suffer a 3-week consequence of scratching incessantly various places on my body till I'm bleeding. Interesting. There's so much in this I can't even speak about, because it's like, yeah, okay, personal. Really, we bare our innermost when we talk about the most seemingly obvious, subtle, not meaning much topics. My own sexual dysfunctioning, my sexual functioning, my attitude toward pain, my attitude towards healing on a level where it's in my shadow, where I'm not aware, and there's very little we can do to see our shadow. This is kind of the thing about the shadow. It is called shadow because we can't see it. We're not aware of it. As soon as we are, it's no longer shadow. Oh, eyes! Oh, my Shen Men is like itching like a maniac. Like, yeah, connected. Oh, I have a sense as if I need to put 20 more of these plasters over here. God, I need to plaster my ear with these things. Just for a day, maybe. I'm so thankful. I'm so grateful for life, for all its impulses, for everything, all the gifts through thoughts, feelings, words, YouTube clips, friends, trees, mosquitoes, inspiration, expiration, everything is divine. Everything is an expression of magnificence through, and the trees are waving at me, and leaves are falling, clouds are coming, sun is masking itself behind clouds. Maybe we'll have some rain. That would be really lovely. Life is perfect. Life is a perfection, manifestation of love in all its imperfection. The imperfection is the perfection. There's no way to reconcile the irreconcilable, and yet we're doing it all of the time. Lol. Alright, I have virtually no internet out here, so this isn't going to go out until I'm back in the land of reception. And that's fine. I wish you a beautiful, blessed life and remainder of the day. And I'll be back when I'll be back. Take good care. Aho.